Welcome 8th graders. Today you are going to review/learn about graphing points and naming points on a coordinate plane, and you're also going to be able to determine domain and range. So coordinate plane is review. Domain and range is fairly new, but fairly simple as well. So make sure you're following along and taking your notes as we go. So an ordered pair, this is old news, this is x, y. That's an ordered pair, where your domain are your x values and your range are your y values. An ordered pair is used to find a place on a coordinate plane using left and right and up and down movements. So when you're writing domain and range for a set of ordered pairs, your answer should be in brackets. Okay, and brackets look like this. They're very hard to write with my stylus, so bear with me. Something like that. Your brackets and the numbers are not repeated in your final answer. So numbers not repeated. And generally they go least to greatest. Sometimes they're greatest to least. And we'll let you know when we want you to do that. So if I were to ask you to find the domain and range of this set of data, you need to again know that in ordered pairs goes x and then y. So each of these is x, each of these first numbers in each ordered pair. And that second number there is your y. So I'm going to list my domain. First, going to make my bracket. And I see that I have domain values of 1. And there's another 1. So I'm going to list them, but they're not actually going to repeat my final answer, remember? So then I have a 2, a 3, and a 4. So this isn't actually correct because I have that repeating 1. So my domain values without repeats are just 1, 2, 3, and 4. So my x values with no repeats. My range values, do my brackets. Again, least to greatest, so it looks like I have a y value of 1, 2, 5, 6, and 8. So notice I just took from the y values above and put them in order least to greatest. So that's you pulling out your domain and range. Simple as that. When you try some on your own, you should pause here and then try them on your own, and then you can come back when you're done and see what I did. So again, these are all your x's and your y's. So you use your brackets and your domain least. We have a 0, a 1, a 3, 4, and an 8. No repeats. Our range with my brackets, a 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Other side, find my x's. And my y's. Maybe I'll do my y's second just to make it less messy. Brackets. So I have a 1, a 2. Looks like I have 2 3s, so I'm only going to write it in once. And then a 6. My range, 1. I have 2 5s, so I'm only going to write it in once. An 8. And a 9. Moving on. Notice how, again, I have to remember not to repeat. My domain, my x values, I have a 1, a 2, 3, 6, and 9. So I'm ordering them least to greatest. My y values are my other ones. Brackets, and least to greatest. So I have a 2, 4, 7, 8, and 9. Last one, hopefully you have the hang of it so far. Label all my X's. Don't see any repeats there. I'm going to make my brackets. Lowest is 0, then a 3, 4, 7, 8. My brackets are getting a little messier as we go here. My Y values of 0, 1, 5, 6, and 8. So that's domain and range. Reviewing the coordinate plane. So this should be old news to you. Some things that are highlighted here. This middle spot here at 0, 0 is your origin. And that's where the axis, the y-axis, and the x-axis meet. This whole thing is called the coordinate plane. The vertical axis, the one that goes up and down, is your y-axis. So that's the positive and then the negative vertical movements. This here is your x-axis. It's the horizontal one. So our positive to the right, our negative to the left. The coordinate system altogether is also known as the coordinate plane. Each of these 4 pieces that are made up, that are divided when you make the axis together, are called quadrants, and they go counterclockwise. So this would be quadrant 1, and they're in Roman numerals. 2, 3, and 4. Quadrants go in order counterclockwise. And then again, we just relearned about ordered pairs. So each point on the coordinate plane is named an ordered pair with values of x and y. You don't have a template for that, so make sure you write this in your notes. That was fairly quick, so make sure that you go back if you need to and draw it in, pause, maybe go back and rewind if you need to, or pause here and record the important information. On to the good stuff. So, if we're asked to write the location of the points, so we would start at the origin. That's always going to be a trick. So, starting at the origin, 0, 0, or where the axes meet, you're going to move first according to the x-coordinate. So, you're going to be moving left and right. So, positive numbers move right, and negative numbers move left. Forward motion positive, backwards motion negative. From that point on the x-axis, you move up or down, secondly, to the y-coordinate. So it's x and then y. Positive numbers for the y-coordinate move up. Negative numbers for the y-coordinate move down. So then you make a dot at the final destination or write the letter that you see at the location. So for example, we have some ordered pairs here. Maybe pause if you think you're ready, or maybe see me do a couple and then pause and try some on your own. So I like to label each of these x, y first. So it looks like I'm looking for the ordered pair 4, 1. So I start at the origin. 4 is the x, and x goes left and right. Since it's positive, I go 4 to the right. And since 1 is positive for y, I go up 1. So at point 4, 1, it looks like I am at letter U. For 3, negative 5, I'm going to go to the right 3 from the origin, and negative 5 is down, so I go down 5, and it looks like I am at S for that point. X and Y, so negative 5 would be a left movement 5 on the x-axis, and then up 1, and we'd be at Q. 5, 5, we're going to go 5 to the right, and 5 up, and be at Y. 1, 4. We're going to go 1 to the right and negative 4, so 4 down at A. So this should start to be familiar here. Positive and negative movements, just like on a number line. The axis really are number lines that are horizontal and vertical. X and Y, so we go to the left 1 and down 5 at D. -3, -3, we go to the left 3 and down 3, and we're at F. -5, -2. -5 on the x-axis is 5 to the left. -2 on the y is 2 down, and we end up at G. -2, 1 would be left 2, up 1, ending at E. And 1, 2 would be to the right 1, up 2, ending at R. So make sure that you tried some of those on your own at least. And if there are any of the letters we didn't find, maybe you could see where those are as well, which is coming up next. So what about naming the ordered pair for the points on the graph? So again, you start at the origin. Then you move left or right first. We don't go up or down first, we go left or right first because that's our x coordinate. So if we had to move left to get to the point, that would be negative. And if we had to move right, that would be positive. After we move on the left and right for the x coordinate, then we move up or down. If we move up for the y coordinate, it's going to be positive. And if we move down for the y coordinate, it's going to be a negative movement. Then using those numbers of what we moved left and right, so for x and for y, then we write our ordered pair. So depending if I moved left, it'd be negative. And if I moved right, it'd be positive. Had I moved down, it'd be negative. And had I moved up, it'd be positive. So again, maybe watch a couple and then try on your own. So if I find Q, so I see Q is over here, so I have to try to get to that from the origin. So from the origin, I'm not going to go down 2 first, I need to move left and right first. So it looks like it's to the right of the origin, 1, 2, 3 places. So I fill that in. And then down 1, 2. So that'd be a -2. For S, I see S is over here. So from the origin again, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. So that's a -3. And up +1. Maybe now you are ready to pause and try on your own. So for D, I find D, and it looks like I have to go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So left 5 would be -5, and up 3. For L, I'm going to go left again. 1, 2, 3. So -3. And down 1, 2, 3, 4. So -4. For G, over 1, up 4. For Z, over 1, down 5. Hopefully you have the hang of it. Why don't you give the rest of them a try, and then you can check in with your teacher to see if you have them correct. So the next ones you're going to be looking for, you might want to pause here, are X, A, J, and F. Good luck.